Have you ever wondered why sometimes your decisions don't always lead to the expected outcome? Well, it could be due to something called cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that affect the decisions and judgments that people make. Today, we're going to delve into 5 common cognitive biases that can greatly influence our everyday decisions. First on the list is the Dunning-Kruger effect. This cognitive bias causes people to overestimate their abilities or knowledge in a particular field, leading them to make poor decisions. Think about a time when you were absolutely sure about something, only to find out later that you were mistaken. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect at play. Next up is the confirmation bias. It's a common tendency for people to favor information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs or values. People also tend to interpret ambiguous evidence as supporting their existing position. This bias can lead to faulty decision-making, as it often results in overlooking valuable information that could contradict or alter our beliefs. The third cognitive bias on our list is the anchoring bias. It's a fascinating phenomenon where people rely too heavily on the first piece of information they encounter, the so-called anchor. This anchor then heavily influences their decision-making process, even when presented with more relevant data. Moving on, we find the availability heuristic. This cognitive bias leads people to believe that the information they can recall from memory most easily is more important or frequent than information that is not as easily accessible. This can often lead to distorted perceptions of reality and subsequently flawed decisions. Last, but certainly not least, is the hindsight bias. This is the tendency for people to believe, after an event has occurred, that they predicted or could have predicted the outcome, often referred to as the knew-it-all-along effect. It can lead to an overconfidence in personal judgment and consequently to poor decision-making. Understanding these cognitive biases can help us recognize when they might be affecting our decisions. By becoming more aware of these biases, we can strive to make more informed and effective decisions that are based on reality rather than on our skewed perceptions of it. Remember, the first step towards improving our decision-making process is awareness. So keep these biases in mind the next time you're faced with a decision.